make your rides count. We're seeing surface catch maybe 3, maybe 4 waves, so not a lot of room for error here.
Set waves at the moment every 10 to 14 minutes, but there is a lot of waves like this that are going underneath the surfers. Honolua would be the favourite in this, having warmed up and understanding the different period out there today. 18-second period swell. And let's see how Natsumi.
Up here, and a nice steep section for her, straight up to the tip. Nice composure and poise as she'll hold this one through. This section will say steep through the outside and just jamming down on a rail there. And then the acceleration, nice footwork back up to the tip real quick. Then high on the wave right here. This section will go a little flat. Let's see how she'll deal with it. Through to the inside with a nice little swoop again off the rail. And then looking to get back up to the nose. Can't quite find it there. She'll cruise through this and just fade back into this bowl. Then the energy will pick up again. Nice footwork. Just stretches out for a quick 5. And a little bit of bounce through this section. She's dealing with it pretty well though. And again, still looking for more on the nose. She'll get another quick 5 through a steep section and a finish, and a great way to kick things off.
Absolutely, and she made that end turn right on the shore break too. Wrong, it's still working for all 3 of these women. And we see that replay of Natsumi. So this is where the training and the hard work pays off for Natsumi. Super strong. She gets in the gym, and you need to handle the little chops here. You see that little bit of rocker in that board, that last foot of the board, just a little bit of nose flips, allowing that board to plane across the surface and get that nose ride, but nothing of critical in particular nature, but she links it together with nice footwork. You can see the cross steps linking from the tail to the middle. But I think the dynamic finish here was enough to really get that wave well and truly in the midsection, Paul. As you can see her, very interesting to see how this one will pan out.
All right, some energy. Way out the back here as we'll pick things up and check out a nice entry into this one. And just swooping back into a softer section actually. Just trying to stay with the energy of this wave, which is always kind of just fizzling out a little bit, you felt there. So not a great looking wave for Zoe.
You can just stand there and not do anything. Look stylish, but if you're not doing anything, you're not going to get scores either.
All right, having a look from the peak here. And a better looking wave for Zoe. She'll be pretty patient out the back here. It's not a massive set, but she's got a bit of steep section in front and gets a 5 and does well to hang on to momentum, then just fades that one down into the bowl and collects it really nicely. So great style and flow throughout. A quick touch there. Back on the nose again. And then just wrapping that one back. Not putting too much in, but nice use of the rail on that Phil Gray surfboard. And she'll go for some nice footwork again and a very quick 5 once again. So much better for her and crucial to get a number in. She'll bring this all the way through to the inside and get some more tip time as well.
I like Zoe's wave as well. Just we talked about connecting dots and really nice use of all 3 parts of the wave. Climbing and dropping, using the footwork. I sense a little bit of nervousness and holding back a little bit, but this was her second wave. Look at that, just moving that back foot around, and she's got one of the only pintails in the draw. We saw Sophia knocked out the women's side, but Zoe opting for the pintail single fin, a little bit of edge in the tail to help drive on those turns, connecting heel to toe and putting together a really nice package, but not as dramatic perhaps as Natsumi's opening, but a really nice connecting wave. And she just went down at the end here, which is a shame because it was an end section to tap off.
Decent wave from Zoe. Meanwhile, out the back here goes Honolua and getting into action here, straight up for a nice nose ride with that composure and style that we've expected from her. She's a 3-time world champ. I tell you what, she's got a bit of fire in her belly as well. Just from that post-it I did, there's a glint in her eye. She doesn't mind coming from deep in the field here. She's coming across a slopier section with a little bit of bump, and she'll get a nice rail turn and just jamming that board with that flow and grace and speed as well. And then a finish through on the inside as she'll just redirect on a softer pocket. So a nice exchange there from Zoe and from Honolua.
Yeah, smart surfing from Honolua, just pulling the trigger, understanding that we're nearly on the high tide here at the moment. That score will fall short of Natsumi's. But on Hono, she took off really deep on this, faded it way up the point. You can almost see the camera angle is over to the right-hand side a little more, and strong, pronounced turns. But this wave shouldered off a little bit, but she did really well to fit the maneuvers in and just get some points on the board here. Consummate professional, she knows how to finish strong as well. And just jamming that last turn as well. So your fire in the belly, it certainly is there from Honolua. I saw her after that post-hit interview walking on the deck. And
one of the great raconteurs, hitchhiked from London to Australia in 1970 overland with about $10 in his pocket. So many cool characters in the sport. Having a look at a beautiful extended nose ride here from Natsumi. And nice and cash as she uses that rail to swoop down and just carve that steep section. She's finding good waves. It's almost like the sun popped out for this one as well, exactly the moment she took off, which makes it look nice and shiny and dreamy as she just S's through this midsection. She connected this well on a previous effort. She'll look like she'll do that again here. This gets a little smaller through the inside. Let's see if it tightens up and gets steep for her. She is eyeing up a finish here, a little bit of footwork to try and get up the board and to try and get another good inside section. So pretty dainty and light on her feet, just kind of controlling that one and a little bit of deeper water. It kind of fizzles out in the channel, but a great way to get a backup score.
Wow, Natsumi with the answer back.
And doing good work on the inside. So she's caught a couple of decent waves, a bomb set out the back. And here we go, straight into it and straight up to the nose. Super critical in a really tight pocket, nice and steep on the face and jamming down again. And then being patient here, back up again, quick 5 for Honolua, and then carving through this section. The poise, as ever, is just so good. She's always looks like she knows exactly where to be on the wave. Her positioning, just dialing into that energy with no excess movement at all. And then this thing will get steep in here, and some footwork up for a 5, and she'll hang that nice and high and just stay there, nice and critical, does well to walk out of that, carving back, really nice commitment to the rail, straight back on the inside toe edge and straight up to the tip again. So really nice time on the nose, another carve from her, and this will feel really good. She's already got momentum from an early heat, a little finish roller coaster as well off the whitewater. Fantastic.
Unbelievable. That's going to be, I feel, that's the best wave that we've seen at the event so far. Yeah, 4.67 on her last. But this is Honolua's wave. Quick nose ride on the outside and held it for a moment. A little bit wobbly in this turn, but a nice pronounced rail carve. She saves it, and she could see this nice wall. You could see I think the biggest moment of this wave was actually that she just was so patient. She didn't try and oversurf it. In here, she's just waiting. Just when you think she's going to shoot out to the face, she sits back in the whitewash a little bit, waiting for it to stand up a bit, identifying this big long wall. And these are what we call the nugget waves. They pop out. The type of ones you can't really wait for. They just pop up. And there hasn't been a wave like this all morning. Honolua, of course, gets that wave. And she's so renowned for finding these nuggets and these little gold mines out there. And
carve down from her. You see her exhale on that carve down. Just beautiful rhythm with the wave and with the energy of this pulsing, fresh swell that came in overnight. And looking to maneuver through this inside as well, this slopier section. She'll just cruise through that in a neutral position, mid spot of the board. And then the inside here is a little bit of bounce she'll deal with. Just S-ing through here. Some footwork to try and get back up to the nose if possible. She didn't quite get the finish on the last wave. What can she do here? She'll bring this all the way through to the inside. It will get real shallow, real quick on the inside. A good wave there from Zoe. Another North Shore of Oahu, Honolua, Blomfield looking great on this. This was the reply from Zoe.
Yeah, so starting to really use a little bit more of the wave here, and this long nose ride. She gets the soul arch, but she is a little bit further out the face. You can see the whitewater to the right-hand side, even out of the screen. So not a lot of scoring on that. Although it looked good, that turn was sweet, and connecting it with the footwork. So the style, the flow, all of those elements are there. Just the critical nature when we compare it back to Natsumi or Honolua. But great surfing. She's fired up. This is going to be a fantastic second half of the heat. And just see what she got done on the inside. Sensing she needed more. And she had a nice link up through the inside. And it all came down to this last turn here. She steps up, cuts back, and...
All right, Natsumi out the back, 13.5 on the clock. She's got priority. She's all alone, though, so it's all hers. And she'll go here. And then some nice footwork straight up for a 5. She'll hang out there for a while. And then not wanting to outrun the section. Nice carve down, swooping on the rail. Realising that one's actually going to run away a bit. Maybe committed a little too much with that carve. Put herself behind the section. She'll try and head straight back, find another wave, and you feel like her next wave is going to be crucial, the choice she makes, because we're expecting a big number for Honolua. I think
it's a new experience, new kind of wave, so I was just gonna surf and enjoy, and it worked, and I'm super stoked. And yeah, it's very special to come here in El Salvador. First, my sister lives here, and we all come in for a family surf trip. And now we've been doing few contests in a row here in El Salvador, and the wave is just amazing, non-stop waves, like a machine. So yeah, very stoked to be here.
Honolua straight back at it, showing why she's a multiple world champ. So identifying this wave, and great section on the outside from her, really strong to open up. So she's fired by that 8.5, and she's unlocking rhythm with the ocean out here this morning. A couple of 7s in the first heat, and then the 8.5 in this, and another good wave there. Just doesn't maybe quite get the finish she was after, but the opening section looked great. All right, really entertaining match this one. Our second match for the women, a concerted paddle effort here from surfer out of France, Zoe Grospiron. She's up to the nose, and then quickly back with some footwork, and then an extended drive in turn, a little bounce. She deals with that pretty well. You see the power of this wave as well, as it just releases that rail. She does pretty well to recover, just kind of hang on to that, and then try and get with a bit more control through this section here. It goes a little flat, and she'll just link things up with some nice S work, just kind of cruising through. Really what she wants to do is get that wall in front and get back up to the tip of the board, and really give our judges something to get excited about. Some pretty nimble footwork there. She's kind of busy on this, but in terms of that quality and the numbers you feel like she might need, particularly when Honolua's score comes in, she'll get the finish down on the inside. It's a similar sort of theme in the type of waves that she's catching.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a nice pace to it, but there's nothing critical of anything.
Just an incredible performance, you have to say, coming from basically the first match. So a real long road, and surfers obviously not thinking too much about that. Just trying to go out there and surf and have fun, but at some point, particularly with a couple of statement performances. So back on the inside is Honolua Blomfield, who put on a bit of a masterclass there, going into the excellent range with that 8.5 and going close to it actually with a backup.